Did I just take this off my wall? Maybe, but that's all right. Ronald Reagan once said, if we ever forget that we are one nation under God, then we will be one nation gone under. And I believe that America is slowly slipping down that slippery slope of going down under. And a large part of that, and a large part of why America is in a state of crisis right now, I believe, is because we are no longer under God. We are no longer seeking God, and we are no longer a nation under God. And that statement, one nation under God, has so many implications, so many values presented in that simple 4-word phrase, one nation under God. It has unity, it has humbleness, it has hope, and it has direction, purpose, vision. There are so many things that America is doing wrong. I'm sure you don't want to hear that. If you wanted to hear that, you could just turn on the news. What you need to know and what we need to do is we need to know what to flee and what to pursue, and we need to actually do it. We need to just stop sitting around talking about it. We need to come up with a game plan and flee and pursue. What does that look like? Let's talk about it. Psalms 91 says this: He who dwells in the shelter place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge, my fortress, my God, in whom I will trust. Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler, and shall deliver you from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and your buckler. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrows that fly by day, nor of the pestilence that walks in the darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. And the verse I really want to highlight right there is Psalms 91:4, and how it says, under His wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. And what I really want to emphasize is the point that when we humble ourselves before God, we are under Him. When we are under Him, we are and we shall take refuge in Him. That is what it means to be one nation under God. Whenever we come before God and we are humbly underneath God, we are one nation under God. And in God, as we take refuge in God, we are being humble. 2 Chronicles 7:14 says this: If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, will forgive their sin and heal their land. Now my eyes will be open and my ears attentive to prayer made in this place, for now I have chosen and sanctified this house, that my name may be there forever. My eyes and my heart will be there perpetually. Now, yes, I know, this historically refers to the Jewish people in King Solomon's day, God's chosen people. However, because we are God's people, because we are Christians, and because we are called children of God, we are able to look back and learn from past lessons that God has taught His children and apply that to our lives today. And because of that, we can look at this and we can read, if my people, us as Christians, who are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land. Now, I think that is incredible, that God is speaking to us as His children to come before Him and humble ourselves and pray and seek His face and turn from our wicked ways. Are you doing that? If you are a Christian, are you doing that? Are you just sitting around, or are you fleeing and pursuing? Look at this. It says, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face. That is a flee of pride and a pursuit of God. It is a seek my face. That is a pursuing of God once again, and turn from their wicked ways. That's another fleeing. Don't you see? Flee, pursue, flee, pursue. We must flee in the pursuit of something better. And what is that? It's God. That is what America is in desperate need of today. God. It's not that we lack God. Rather, we're seeking God less. We no longer are pursuing God. We're just kind of sitting around. I don't really know what we're doing besides that. We're just kind of sitting around. We're not fleeing evil. We're just sitting right next to it. We're not fleeing And we're not pursuing. We need to stop sitting around and talking and start pursuing. So what does this look like in your life today to pursue? Well, I want to encourage you to flee and to pursue. You can start with this verse. There's two very simple things, very simple outlines. One, flee from your pride and humble yourself. And one of the ways you can do that is by praying and seeking God's face. And you can also flee again from your wicked ways. And whether that's a sin that you are doing, whether that's something that you're avoiding that God has instructed you to do and you're just not doing it, you need to obey God. And I don't know what that will look like for you. That may look like sharing the gospel with a family member. That may look like being honest. That may be thinking about how to be prudent. America is a nation in crisis, and it's a nation in crisis because it is sitting around and next to, and it is comfortable with sin. Now, there are so many different things that we can dive into this. We'll have to save that for the future. But for today, flee and pursue. What does that look like for you personally? I want to encourage you to take some time and pray about that.